Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And
Hi,
guys, and welcome back to another edition of the RWT podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, joined by my boy DC Daniel Crimmins. The dead man of RWT, Bald, will be here shortly, Mr. Paul Morales. But we have
not Bald Morales, Paul.
Not Bald Morales. I'm not really bald. I still got some hair, but hey, you know what? Fuck it all, bald. But I will say this. We did have a very fun week in the world of professional wrestling. There was some news, kind of a bit of a light week when it comes to professional wrestling, but I figured we start with actually what happened tonight. So two big things that happened on NXT. We did see Mason Rourke. He's big. He's bad. He'll body slam your dad. Lose to Naraku after interference from Ken Hendricks. So now it is Tony D against Naraku. Evil for the NXT Championship. Evil at the Great American Bash. And we'll start with that. Are you looking forward to, because the story's been there, sending in gifts, these invites, they go face-to-face next week. Are you looking forward to Tony D and Naraku?
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to move Tony D up. Because he's been in NXT for a minute.
Well, it's about time, because remember the first time we saw him during the NXT 2.0 start, that was his big thing. He's been there for 5 years. He's come a long way with the Don character. Now this character, it works. And Naraku, shout out to Evil. He's been doing his thing thus far. Same with Mason Rourke. But you have to focus on the new up-and-comers. And I think the nice blend that they have with the Evolve stars in NXT is just going to propel them where they are right now.
Exactly. I love that a lot of people gave Evil Naraku a lot of shit because they thought they got him.
Yeah,
your point.
His accomplishments with the New Japan Pro Wrestling, former champion, and everything he did with LIJ, and also plus the fact that he's married to the amazing Io Sky. But that's my thing too. You have a lot of great bastard. Lucky son of a bitch. That's the thing. You have so many great people for him to work with, and it's a fresh coat of paint. And don't get me wrong, I love the AEW Forbidden Door stuff and seeing the Japanese talent, but it's just the man bet on himself. He's with his wife, and they see a big future for him in NXT. I mean, his first real title match is coming up, and he's only been here for a cup of coffee. So they definitely see some star power in Naraku.
I would definitely agree with that. And his character doesn't really fit in with AEW. I don't think.
No, I can't. Honestly, yeah, if I'm thinking about it, he has the more NXT character, the
more WWE system vibe.
Which is not a bad thing, because they created a lot of people through that system. So,
and Mason Rourke with him, if they had Io Sky there, he could have said, "I'm big, I'm bad, I'm gonna body slam your man."
That would have been fun too if Io was there. I know she would definitely be up and for it. And speaking of great women, much like Io Sky that we're going to get to, let's talk about the other news. So tonight on NXT, the main event, very good main event. If you've not seen it, go back out of your way and watch it. It was Zarya defeating Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's North American Championship. We recently did see, and footage has been going out online, and photos of Tatum Paxley hugging the NXT crowd on the way out, and a lot of people are thinking it's main roster call-up. And before Dan and I got on this call here, we were talking about the possibility, because they've been showing some kind of Bayley and Lyra. Lyra wants the women's intercontinental title. Bayley is like, hey, let's focus on this, the tag titles and stuff, the Queen of the Ring. We think that there's going to be a split. Maybe they'll put Tatum and Lyra back together, aka Tyra, or something with that little thing that we can have with Bayley, Tatum, and Lyra, which would be cool and would be fun. But what are your thoughts on Zarya winning the title and a possible Tatum call-up?
Wow. I kind of didn't see that coming, but, it's good for Zarya, good for Tatum Paxley. If I remember, Tatum Paxley and Lyra didn't end on the best of terms.
No, she took her out like right before the women's championship match that they had because, she was like, hey, you're using me. I'm not an outcast here. Boom, I'm my own person. So it was
And
very
she proceeded to join the calling.
Yes, that was the big thing, and that was the trajectory arc of what we got to see with Tatum Paxley. But it's great to see them like back together again and see that little thing come up. There's history, and then you also have the fact that you have Bailey in the equation, and we know what she can do on the Psycho Realm, which we saw her little split personality. So I'm quite intrigued to see where we go, and I'm going to tell you where we're going to go now. We're going to get a Paul Morales sighting here. What's up,
Bald.
Dead Man? How you doing, Bald?
Well,
It's good to see
what
you,
up, man?
We good. So what I figured we start out talking about here, Paul is here now with us, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not here. You just hi everybody.
But no, I figured we mentioned on NXT tonight that Tatum Paxley lost to Zarya. Great match for the NXT Women's North American title. There are rumors of a call-up. We were talking about possibly having her involved in the Bailey Lyra storyline. What say you, Paul, about Zarya winning the championship, which rightfully deserved? That woman's worked so hard, and Tatum with a possible call-up.
All I'm gonna say is, what the hell took them so long? What the hell took them so long to put any strap on that woman, man? Because it should have happened a long time ago, especially, as many times as, she had these feuds, going into, after all the call-ups and everything, she had the feud with, she had a little bit of a feud with Tatum Paxley before. So not that this is anything new. It's just that it's a new territory now that she has the belt around her waist, and I'm happy that she won it, but kind of took them a little while. I'm still waiting for Jada to get one.
Yeah, I mean, they're setting up Jada and Natalia next week, Jada and Natty on NXT, which is going to be really cool. We had a nice little brawl tonight at the training center. And I mean, they're really starting to propel a lot of these great talents in there. And Paul, I'll ask you, I had Dan Ren Sinclair, who they're selling the injury. Yep.
We still have Thea Hale kind of doing her thing.
Yeah, she's in the Speed Championship tournament,
and I love it. There is some, but it seems like Sol Ruka is on her way up soon enough, and she's probably going to go on SmackDown, be near her man.
Well, Sol Ruka is the women's Intercontinental Champion.
What? Who the fuck is that we're talking about?
You're on the wrong one, aren't you?
Lola Vice.
There you go.
Lola Vice.
I'm old. What
I was like, wait a second. I was like, who the hell's her man?
Well, yeah.
Tyler Bate.
No, Tyler Bate. Where's that?
He's just sitting in catering.
Catering. Lola Vice.
Nah, he ain't doing much of anything, He's just over there in catering, and then not doing much of anything,
But we got Lola
anybody
Vice.
Here from Pete Dunne? Anybody here from Pete Dunne, man? I haven't seen him in a minute.
Wow. We got Lola Vice and Kendall Gray as well for the NXT Women's Championship at the Great American Bash, which is going to be sweet. So that card is definitely shaping up. I'm really looking forward to seeing where they go with that front. What do you think about Tony D and Evil and Araku there, Paul?
Evil. It's an interesting, you know what? Everything that has gone on since his debut has been pretty much, he's there, but he's not really like a focal point of the entire show. And it's good that they're kind of trying to develop a lot of these wrestlers that aren't really like well known. Now that pretty much everybody has been called up, you do still have, the lingering like Tony D, you still have Lola Vice, you still have Jada Parker, you still have Tatum Paxley, obviously Zarya, who had this feud with Sol Ruka, which is, to us, a lot of us is like, it's perfectly fine, that you have her there, but you want to see everything kind of develop to where, you bring up these new stars. And I'm still waiting for that tag team championship to kind of mean something on the whole entire product. It just kind of seems like it's taken a back seat to nothing.
And I mean, with NXT, yeah.
To go off your point, Paul, they don't really have any tag teams in NXT.
I mean, they have the Vanity Project.
Exactly.
They have the Vanity Project as the tag team champions, and it looks like we're going to slowly but surely maybe get Hank and Tank. I don't know. But go ahead, Dan.
We have other people that are rumored to be coming to WWE. We not Tanahashi, Hiromu Takahashi.
Yes.
We got him. Bring in Sonata. Sonata and Takahashi would be a good team in NXT.
I mean, they also did kind of set up tonight. We did get Fraxium against Noam Dar and Romeo Moreno. And I got to tell you, I love me some Noam Dar and Romeo Moreno. That would be a great title bout there. Or Fraxium in their own right. So they're kind of like switching it up there. They're kind of doing the deal where Noam and Romeo are kind of like what the old Fraxium was, which is pretty cool. So they add a nice little layer to that. You can use AAA teams, or TNA teams, but it's like we need more oomph in that tag division.
Yeah, but they let go of people, so
true.
Can't really do much of anything, when you start letting go of people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, they're just WWE's really having a day.
Oh, it is. It's one of those things where, speaking of the day, I see it. I think when you look at letting go people like the New Day, like the Wyatt Six, we say them so many times, like we had so many people that they could face. I mean, look at Damian and R-Truth now. Right now, the safe bet is them against the MFTs, which they're setting up. And I mean, they're slowly setting up, kind of like we mentioned before, how it's kind of like a retread, but it's a new iteration of like the MFTs with Royce Keys against the Bloodline now with Jacob Fatu in it. And I got to tell you, we'll go off of the Raw thing where it's just like, okay, Jacob is like, I didn't acknowledge you, Jay. I acknowledge Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. And then LA Knight and Jey Uso have this back and forth. And Jey Uso's like, this is your warning shot. Bang. And I'm like, no. I think the best part of that promo for me was him telling him, screw your family. Like, I'm just very whatever with Jey Uso right now. I know the Yeet started with the Paris stuff. We got that. But that whole promo and that exchange was all LA Knight for me. Yeah. So what did you guys think of the LA Knight Jey Uso interaction on Raw?
Paul, you want to take this first?
I think you look at it and it just seems like Jey Uso, yeah, you got the whole, run it back, whatever, Yeet, stuff, cool, fine and dandy. But what else is he?
Just that.
He's been essentially, driven backwards to be this, he's not wearing the glasses, he's not wearing, everything that says Yeet all over it. It's all torn up. He's not coming out, to everybody, saying Yeet. Oftentimes it's like we get the Usos, the Usos entrance.
Just the Usos.
We're getting, the Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso theme, to come out to. We're just getting that Usos theme.
Right.
So it's kind of hard for fans to say, okay, well, what version of Jey Uso are we getting? We don't know. We got right hand man, who's all dressed in black and wants to come out and start beating fools up, and wants to act like he's the number one.
Right.
But it doesn't seem this iteration of who Jey Uso is interesting to a lot of people, especially wrestling fans. I'm just really turned off. I really am. It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, I agree. And I agree with you, Michael, that LA Knight kind of took this over and made him look like a fool.
Here's my fucking problem with the whole goddamn thing.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dan. Tell us your problem.
Trying to make Jay a solo star. That ship has long sailed.
Yep.
He was on top of the fucking world. Royal Rumble win. WrestleMania, when he should have been on the last match of night one.
Right.
But he couldn't do it. When the lights were on and he was on the coals, he fell apart. So what do they do? After not even 2 months, they rushed the title back to Gunther. And even in one of the promos, he said it about Jay. He said, you just can't do it. He said, you'll run back to your brother, you'll run back to your cousin, and look where we're at 2 years later.
Mm-hmm.
They have lost confidence in him.
Yeah.
Even the whole Yeet thing was starting to turn.
Is it them losing confidence? Is it them losing confidence in him, or him losing confidence in himself?
Mixture.
Both. And it's starting with him losing confidence in himself, and then as a result, his work rate is decreasing. Fans are noticing. Creative, they're gonna notice. They're never going to bump him down, to the bottom of the card. They're not going to do that. It comes with having the last name of Fatu.
Yes.
We'll get to the newest Fatu soon enough on the show.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I think part of it has to do with him not having the same. I want to say it's like him not having the same stage presence as Roman Reigns. And it's like, you can't expect somebody to come out and be a John Cena. John, when he was in his heyday and in his prime, ain't nobody could touch him. Why? Because on his elevation upward, and yes, he was pushed, much like Roman Reigns was, but at the same time, what we got from John Cena was a completely different, uphill than what Roman Reigns got, because Roman Reigns got the pushback because he was horrible on the mic. Whereas John Cena was a completely different animal in that ring, on that mic. We knew that. Jey Uso is kind of a one-trick pony. You know what you're gonna get. It didn't change. So what we got when Roman Reigns flipped that script, he had Paul Heyman sitting next to him. That script started to change for him. So when in a lot of fans' eyes, it's like, oh, whoa, this is different. This is a different type of Roman Reigns. That's why people started getting behind him. Fast forward to Jey Uso. We knew what we were getting. We thought it would change, but when it didn't, that's when fans started to be like, yeah, no.
It regressed.
Yeah, and the bloom is off the rose, which makes me ask. Yeah.
The problem, though, to kind of continue on my point here, was we knew what Jey was capable of. We knew as fans what he could do. I don't think he knows what he can do. But when should we have started to notice that the wheels were falling off? How about Fastlane? Him and Cody winning the tag titles.
Yep.
Was that funny? Yeah.
Yes.
But from a company standpoint, that was bad.
Oh, yeah. And I think even coming off of that, his booking towards WrestleMania, the title run wasn't the best title run. And look at what we're doing now. Next week, we'll actually do a two-parter here. So Javon Evans beat Seth Rollins, Tala Tonga, Ricky Saints to advance to the semifinals after the interference from Austin Theory and Braun Breaker. And we're going to see Jey Uso, LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Balor this coming Friday on SmackDown. So I got to ask you guys, what did you think about Javon winning due to the interference of the Vision? And who do you think is going to face Javon in the semifinals?
I know who I'd like.
Okay, Dan, go ahead.
And Matt, hear me out.
Okay.
Javon versus Finn.
That would be sweet.
Have Finn win it all.
I'd be for that. How about you, Paul?
I got to say real quick, the fact that they are trusting Javon Evans this much already, this kid's going to be main eventing WrestleMania within 5 to 6 years.
He listens, he does what he needs to do, and he has the right trajectory arc for
it. And he calls Becky Lynch mom.
That's also one of the best parts, too. I think that's great. I think that is hilarious.
It is very funny that he calls her mom.
What do you think, Paul?
I go back to something that I said last week, and something about this King of the Ring tournament just seems kind of off. So I'm going to reiterate what I had said last week. I still think Brock Lesnar is going to cost Obafemi.
The match with Dom.
I think Dom is going to end up in the finals. Who he faces, I would like for it to be Finn Balor, because I would like to get a run back of Finn Balor and Cody Rhodes.
Cody, yeah.
And then get a run back between Finn Balor and Dom. But, part of me still feels like, is Dom ready for that position? I know he's Triple A champion. I know he is, but is he ready to be pushed into that spotlight? I still think on this thing, on the mic, he's still fairly okay. And he's not great. If he gets away from that crybaby whining part of him, and I don't mean that in the disrespectful way that it sounded, I just want him to be more assertive. I want him to be more assertive on the mic and not using Liv or Raquel or anybody else in the Judgment Day to kind of propel him into that situation. Stand on his own.
I feel you on that, because if you look on the other side of the coin too, you did have Liv Morgan win her match in the Queen of the Ring against Becky Lynch, Alexa, and Chelsea. So you're definitely setting up something there. And then on the other side of the coin, we do now have Raquel and Io in the semis.
Wait.
What?
You say that you don't think that Dom is ready for King of the Ring.
Okay, go ahead.
No. I said I don't think he's ready to be in that main event picture. Role. I'm not saying that he's not ready to win money or King of the Ring. I just don't see him being. I like him as the champion. Believe me, I like him as it. I just don't feel like he's as over. I think he's kind of over, but I just think he still has a little bit more to go. Just in my eyes.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I offer you this solution. Not Money in the Bank, or not King of the Ring. Give him Money in the Bank. That's September, October-ish.
Oh.
That is something.
That shit.
That is something. He could hold on to that for months. He could be that guy who he has Money in the Bank, and he just randomly he comes out always teasing it, and then eventually he does it.
I think that definitely.
I think if you give him that opportunity to hold it, I could see him doing that. But I see that only if he loses the Mega Championship in September.
Yeah.
And then they run it. Then they run it to him. Then they run it to him in October, since now it's moved. Which Michael will be on that one in a second, because
I got you.
Don't get me started. I'll get on my rant in a minute.
Okay, but to go on
as far as like the people who are left, in this thing, I just, like I said, I just kind of feel like it's gonna be that, like, Brock is gonna end up costing Obafemi. We're gonna end up getting Brock versus Obafemi, which I don't want. But I guess that's who's going to end up retiring him, as opposed to Gunther retiring him. So,
which made more sense.
Yeah,
it does make more sense, because you really are making a star out of Obafemi, which is I'm fine with. I just don't like that Brock left at WrestleMania. Was it his last WrestleMania? Did he need to leave all his gear in there? No, he could have just waved goodbye to the crowd, said goodbye, not left his gear, but because that would have left the door open.
So here's my thing with that.
Or him have a hard time taking off all the gear is probably would have been better.
I don't see Oba winning, and I do like your thing, because it goes back to the Judgment Day with Finn Balor and Javon in the final. Finn Balor and Dominic. This goes back to that WrestleMania form. Dom and Cody would be funny. Cody and Finn. or, just Roman and Finn. We've seen that, Roman and Dom. There's a lot of different ways that they could go with it. Javon Evans is definitely in the spot that he needs to be. I thought that was a great main event. I think for the women's side of things, now we did have Liv Morgan beat Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and Chelsea Green, like we mentioned earlier. I thought that was funny watching Liv pin Chelsea Green after Chelsea almost had it. And you have Io and Raquel in the other semifinals after Raquel beat JC, Kiana, and Bailey. I got to ask you, who do you think is going to face Liv Morgan? Sol Ruca, Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte, or Jade Cargill?
This is such a missed opportunity for WWE. We go back to the fact that they want to keep certain stars where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea is so over. So fucking over. And they don't pull the fucking trigger on her. That's the disappointing part. For fans, for so many fans, even content creators who sit there and say, Chelsea Green deserves that spot way more than Liv Morgan. And you can go back to whatever the last or Clash in Italy, after Clash in Italy, when she saw her name on there, is like, what is it on there? Like, why am I on there? Okay, that doesn't make any sense, but why? You took a spot away from somebody who was so deserving and to put fucking Liv Morgan in it, all because you felt like you needed star power. Where the fuck is Jordan Grace?
Main event.
You're not giving, and that's a woman who was a 4-time, three or four-time TNA champion.
Yeah, 4-time TNA.
She never won the NXT title. So, and then bring her up, and you're with her, but paying her,
and you job her to Jade Cargill in that match. But
you job her to fucking Jade Cargill.
I mean, on the other side of the coin, I do have to ask before we even get into who we think are semis. I mean, the other thing that you can really take out of that Queen of the Ring semifinal is, thankfully, Julia and Kiana James have now split, and Julia is now babyface, and it looks like we're getting Julia versus Kiana. What do you guys think about that feud? Do you like the fact that we're actually at least making Julia babyface, turn babyface in Italy? Or
She should have never been a heel to begin with.
Agreed. But yeah, now we're getting Julia and Kiana.
She should have never been a heel. We can all agree with that.
Yep. Yeah, so
and the fact is that I said it last show. They had a missed opportunity with her and Io to have that little bit of a Japan feel to it, that little Joshi style to it, and they didn't do it. Not even during any of the commercial breaks that they had. They just never pulled that trigger to have them in front of the crowd, overseas in front of the crowd, and for them to have that feeling of those two in the ring together. It's a missed opportunity. So many different things that could have happened.
Agreed.
And they fucked it up.
On the other side, too, you do have Io and Raquel. I can see Io winning. With Liv Morgan on this side, I think Charlotte and Jade are going to cancel each other out. I think Sol Ruca and Lyra is either going to be the one to face Liv. Then I see Liv winning. And then I see maybe Io winning. And then it comes down to Io and Liv. And then Io finds a way to beat Liv. And then maybe we get Riho for the title. They did do that tease of Rhea and Liv possibly going for title. But I really don't want to see that again. At least it's like a rematch from Rhea and Liv from SummerSlam when Dom turned on Rhea. So I could see that. But if I had to say who I think my final is going to be, I think it's going to be Liv and Io. What do you guys think?
I still think I'm still on the high hopes that something happens where Liv tries to cost Raquel, and Raquel sees it and catches it, and then she ends up winning, so it ends up being her and Liv in the final. That's the only possibility for anybody to be invested in this whole Judgment Day feud. You could see everything breaking. You see the cracks, and we need a final conclusion to it. And if you don't get it here, you just don't get it.
That's where I'm at. I mean, we've been doing the Judgment Day for 4 years now. I think it's time to put an El Kibosh on it, if you know what I'm saying. How about you, Dan? What do you think about who's the final coming down to for the women?
See, on one hand, I think Io, but then what do? Do you have her face Rhea? Do you turn Rhea heel?
Well, to go on to your point, Rhea, the one thing that's based on the story is she's never beaten Io. So I think this one you would have Rhea finally beat Io.
But then you have Rhea turn heel.
That's the thing too. Yeah, I don't know.
Now
You don't need to necessarily have her turn heel. I mean, you could have a straight up match. It's not like it's not the first time we've never had fucking two.
This is WWE logic, though.
Yeah, I know.
This is WWE logic.
This is TKO. This is TKO.
Now, I would like to see Raquel and Liv. Now, on the other hand, maybe you have Raquel win women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I mean, that girl's
But, you know, maybe the SummerSlam women's match is, you know, a triple threat. Her, Liv, and maybe whoever wins women's Money in the Bank. Somehow you get that into a triple threat. And then maybe, you know, Liv steals the win by pinning Raquel. You've got.
I'm trying to. I mean, you have options here, but if you really want some sort of little conclusion to this, I say you end up with Raquel and Liv in the final. I don't want it. I don't. As much as I don't want it, I wanted Chelsea Green to win. I really, really did, because I felt this would be the opportunity to have her go over.
With that,
I just don't think the Saudi Arabia crowd is going to be into anything with the Queen of the Ring. So
they never are.
They never are with the women.
They never are.
Now, here's honestly what I think, and they mentioned on Unreal, having and the Women's Rumble having numbers 28 and 9 eliminate each other, 30 automatically gets it, and it's Chelsea Green.
Yes.
Honestly, I think you do it.
I'm cool with that. I mean, there's so many possibilities that you can do with all this. And speaking of possibilities, the other thing I want to mention to Raw before we get into Paul's rant about Money in the Bank, the big story that we've really seen, Chad Gable was on SmackDown, and he apologized.
And not the big show.
Not the big show. And Chad Gable apologized to Rey Fenix. He apologized to Penta and Rey. He's making amends with everybody. Rey told him to go to apologize to Otis, and Ivy Niles like, hey, do I get an apology as well? So you're probably going to see Chad Gable realizing, you know, what it was like to really live the luchador style and become that luchador that he was and really appreciate the culture. So we have Pentagon and Rey have this great match on Raw where Pentagon retains the title. Here comes Rusev and Ethan Page. They take Rey's mask off. Dragon Lee gets obliterated. And then Chad Gable comes out to the old school American Alpha theme song and just absolutely rips ass on Rusev and Ethan Page. It was wonderful. Gives Rey the mask back. I got to tell you, give me some more Chad Gable. Push that man. Give him the proper push that he deserves.
For a second there, I kind of thought he was going to put the mask on.
But I got to tell you, I was really hyped to see him come back out with the American Alpha theme. I thought that was fun. That was fun.
A nice touch.
It was a nice touch. Paul, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on the Chad Gable apology tour and helping out Rey and Dragon Lee and Penta?
I think it shows a couple of things. I think one, it shows his empathy and his appreciation for the lucha style. I think it shows that he finally embraced it and that he understands it now and that he knows that the culture is more than just the mask that you put over your face. And I think that's something that he needed to learn in all of this. And I'm glad that they gave him the opportunity to go out there even after the match that he had with El Grande Americano #2.
Mm-hmm.
And express himself to the crowd, him get the reaction from them, and for them to hear his words and them show him love. That was probably one of the best things that you could have gotten in all of wrestling. him coming back, for the last couple of weeks, apologizing to everybody, Ray Phoenix, Dragon Lee, Penta and Rey Mysterio, him going out and apologizing to them for everything. Hey, that's cool. Him coming out, saving them with the German suplexes to Rusev, to Ethan Page, ankle lock. All that was beautiful. Giving him a mask showed so much of his character. So much. And I see a lot of people online who are giving him love, but I see a lot of people giving him hate. And I don't understand the hate when this dude is going out there and busting his ass, especially for what he did after being injured, to come back and do what he's doing and continue to do what he's doing. Fuck y'all that are fucking giving him shit for it.
That's the thing too. Like, I've seen that as well. It's just people are just idiots. And I look at it from a stance like this. Finally give him a singles title. Give him the Intercontinental title. Give him something of that recognition. Him and Penta, I mean, the debut match that he mentioned when he was apologizing to Penta with how this whole started, really enjoyed and really set up the story arc of where we are now. And Dan, I got to ask you your thoughts on Chad Gable ripping ass and his apology tour.
If there was ever a time to make him a world champion, it's now.
Mm-hmm.
We all know what he can do. He and El Grande Americano, whoever that guy is,
Whoever he is,
put on an absolute banger. Probably one of the best matches WWE has put on in a long time.
Right.
Very long time.
It had everything as a fan, at least from my taste, that I like to see. It had high-flying action. It had drama. It had everything. It had a compelling story. As someone who grew up in the mid-90s, my exposure to Lucha was WCW's Cruiserweight division, which first couple of years, that was fucking bar none. But I thought it was a great match. And, people look at Chad Gable, they treat him much the way they did Bryan Danielson. Oh, he's too short. Your point?
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk's not that much taller.
No. I mean, you look at Shawn Michaels in the 90s when they made him the world champion in 96. He wasn't the tallest guy around, but he worked.
You look at Bret Hart.
Yep.
And Bill Goldberg.
But that's the thing, too. It's just let Chad do his thing. Finally let him get that touch. Like, I remember when he was briefly in 205 Live doing the Cruiserweight stuff. Like, he has so much opportunity and growth in everything that he's done for the past 10 years is amazing.
If you are not going to give him the opportunity, cut him, let him go to somebody that will appreciate him and will value him. I guarantee you Tony Khan would sign him in a fucking heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't tell me there aren't people there that he wouldn't have 5-star plus. Ospreay and Gable.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. MJF and Gable. Literally anybody on the roster you consider say classic.
Claudio Castagnoli, Moxley.
Claudio, Mox. Well, I feel like he worked Mox and not Mox, Claudio in NXT.
I'd love to see him and Fletcher go at it.
Kyle Fletcher would be very interesting as well, absolutely.
Although realistically, they would probably put Chad Gable in the Don Callis family.
Hey, they put Kevin Knight in the Don Callis family because that made sense.
Yeah, because that made a whole lot of sense.
Well, speaking of sense, we're actually going to go to Paul's rant now because Paul has some things to say. And this has to do with WWE.
And how did we get this way, Paul?
God. Originally, this shit was supposed to happen in June.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, it was like, hey, why don't we move it? You know what? We have an opportunity to do something else. You know what? Let's move it to the end of August or beginning of September. No. Let's just put it in October because we have nothing else going on. You know, we can't come up with anything original. So let's just keep moving it down the aisle. You know, pretty soon this thing's going to be right before you get to fucking Royal Rumble.
So
at this point, it just seems like this will be the last fucking of the year.
So
it's getting to the point that they postponed it not once,
not twice,
not twice,
but 3 times.
But 3 fucking times, and then they move locations.
So as WWE put on their Twitter yesterday, WWE, in conjunction with the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation and Legends Global, today announced that Money in the Bank will now take place on Saturday, October the 10th, at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Isn't the Superdome?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Whatever. But yeah, no.
You know, I think what realistically is going to end up happening, they're going to do away with the Money in the Bank PLE, and they're just going to roll it into WrestleMania like it used to be.
Well, we also have the other announcement that WWE has announced during Raw that Atlanta is going to, during Labor Day weekend, for the first ever Sunday night's main event, will take place on September 6th, live from the State Farm Arena. So we go on a hotline.
I wonder why they're doing this.
Yeah, so State Farm Arena Sunday night's main event is going to be featured on that. You guys' thoughts on this one as well? Go ahead.
Why am I not surprised? This is my surprised voice.
Ooh, yeah. Bill, AEW has All Out and everything going that weekend. So, yeah, there you go.
You really think that you are going to compete with one of AEW's biggest shows of the year? You're next level stupid.
I mean, you do have 4 shows next week with Slammiversary, Forbidden Door, Great American Bash, and the Night of Champions. So,
why do they hate us?
Well, Night of Champions is at 1 p.m., then Slammiversary is in the evening, then Sunday, Forbidden Doors at night, and same with Great American Bash, but the Great American Bash is on the CW. So it's the first time.
Next week?
Yeah, it's next week. It's the first time a PLE is going to be on TV, so yeah. Yeah.
Then it's not a PLE, it's just an episode of NXT.
It is, but they're just making it as it's the first ever PLE here on the CW. I know, I get it. I know. It's what they do.
Okay.
That's why we
on today's episode of Stupid Things that we found out.
Yep. Go ahead, Paul. What are your thoughts on the Sunday night's main event? All Out will also be taking place in the whole 9.
You think for some reason AEW is going to be afraid of pushing the limit the same that weekend that you are going to have a Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, because all in
Saturday night's main event, not a fucking PLE for fucking WWE.
Sunday night's
main event. It's a Sunday night. It's a Saturday night's main event on a fucking Sunday.
I know. It's just funny to say.
You may as well have a fucking an episode of fucking main event on a fucking Sunday because that's all it is. It's a glorified fucking house show.
I mean, August 30th is All in London. So then right after the following week, I guess. Go ahead.
To go off your point, Paul, all the WWE PLEs are basically glorified house shows.
Well, now the way they have the quality.
They're straight up booty.
Ask Bully Ray. He said they're very, very safe. And he's bored.
Yeah, I just recently saw it. Bully Ray literally went on Sirius XM and said that he's bored with the product. A lot of them are. Mick Foley said it's with the product. Yeah, Mick Foley said it's awesome.
He may not be on LFG next year. Whoop-de-doo.
You think he cares about not being on LFG? No.
You think they'll even be an LFG next year?
I have no idea.
I have no clue because every time they seem to do something, they always end up fucking getting rid of somebody. So it just kind of makes...
They get rid of people while the season is still airing.
Mm-hmm.
Make that make sense.
Well, most of those people are on Evolve now. We did see Elijah Holyfield make his debut on Evolve. So now, here was what Bully Ray said on...
Does Mike Tyson have a kid that's a wrestler?
I know, right?
right? So here's the
Does
transcript.
Lennox Lewis have a kid who's a wrestler?
Hey now. So here's
Does
the
Riddick Bowe have a son that's a wrestler?
Trevor
Yes, I'm going to
Burbank.
continue to keep naming names. Trevor Burbank.
Dick Eklund.
Oh, geez.
So
Bob
here's
Backlund.
there you go. Here's what Bully Ray had to say on Busted Open.
Bald.
Thank you. I'm very bored with pro wrestling for the most part. Nothing really gets me going. Every once in a while in the WWE, every once in a while in AEW, every once in a while in TNA, something catches me. Something resonates with me where I'm emotionally invested, but for the most part, I'm very bored. Everything is very cookie cutter. Everything is very safe. I would say maybe AEW, if there's risks to take, AEW will take some more of the risks. He made it clear it isn't all bad. Oban and Brock at WrestleMania to the moon. Great shit. Loved it. And Punk versus Roman in the main event. But on Friday's opener, even the segment to open up SmackDown was very safe. Give me some layers to this shit. Give me some depth. He pitched. Get Gunther up there and send out some referees to get him down. He won't come down. He shoves a referee on their ass. Have him pick up a chair and threaten to crack Michael Cole or Wade Barrett in the face with a chair. Whatever. Give me layers and then send in the hero. On Gunther. I love Gunther when he first started. That made him feel like a gloom and doom black cloud, Darth Vader-esque heel that could crush you in an instant. He had an aura. He had a presence. And we ain't got that guy anymore, do we? So that was what Bully Ray had to say about the WWE product. And a lot of what he said holds a lot and rings true. It does. Like we mentioned, Ariel Helwani even was like it was safe. He gave the finger to the WWE product on his show. We saw Mick Foley even say that WWE has lost its magic. And it's, yeah, there's stuff in there. You're bored. Like I was bored watching Raw. I thought there were some good moments, but overall it was boring. SmackDown had some things, but still kind of boring. We've said it many a times, and it bears repeating on this show and every other thing that we see online in the IWC. NXT and AAA are the best things WWE has going right now. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker kill it. Go ahead, Daniel.
And that's not a lie.
No, it's not. Tell me when we're telling lies.
Oh, sorry, Dan. Tell me what lies.
It's absolutely fucking depressing that people aren't taking the risks. You know, right. We got two guys that WWE threw away in allegedly Ludwig Kaiser and Chad Gable. And they put on one of the greatest matches that WWE has ever done in a long fucking time. And, you know, I know people say, well, it's not really Triple H, it's TKO. At some point, he's got to take the fucking responsibility. You know, you have one of the greatest rosters you have ever had. You had Killer Cross was getting over. The fans loved him. You've got Sami Zayn. How many fucking times are they going to dangle the carrot above Sami Zayn before he realizes, hey, it's not here?
No. Well, we got him in that thing with Johnny Gargano just to see, you know, what's going to happen there, the heel stuff. I'm the last good guy. Not really, though. So they're trying, but it's just like we need a little bit more. A little bit more.
And it's not his fault.
No, it's not. Not at all.
And, you know, it's these dumb shit fans that are, you know, letting him get away with it.
And I think the other thing, too, to even add to your point with how the booking is, you mentioned guys like Killer Cross. Like, I saw that promo he cut on MLW Fusion about the fans. That was from the heart. It was so passionate. Like, why couldn't we get more of that, of what we saw with Killer Cross in WWE? And now what he's doing in MLW, I think, is absolutely wonderful. They just need to be more oomph with people. Let them be themselves. Let it flow. Let them come out of their shells. But we're stuck in this bubble of what we got. And speaking of what we got, we also mentioned one even beforehand, Ilya Dragunov, who we've not seen in a hot minute. Like ever since he lost to Carmelo Hayes and they did that U.S. title feud, he's been persona non grata. And of course, Dave Meltzer. This is what we saw that Dave Meltzer touched upon on his show with talking about Ilya Dragunov. This does not have Brian on it, but, you know, this was actually okay to listen to.
Fightful recently said that Ilya Dragunov's absence from TV is due to no creative for him. But why? He's tremendous. Should we be worried about his future in WWE?
I just think that they've got other guys that they got storylines now for. And, you know, I mean, it's like you add some people and people get lost in the shuffle. And he's, to them, he's a unique character. but he is to them, he's an interchangeable mid-card guy. And, you know, I mean, you can do something with him and you can bring him back. But they got a lot of guys like that. And, you know, they don't see him as, they don't see him as a top guy. They just don't. And I'm not even saying that they're necessarily wrong, but he's never really had the opportunity to be anything more than the guy who, you know, gives you really, really great matches, and he's got a level of intensity that no one else has, which is his calling card. But I think that maybe they feel that, you know, the promos aren't great, you know, as long-term order promos that the guys that they favor.
They're unique, though. They're different from the norm.
He's very unique, and I think that the fact that he can go out there and bring something out of the crowd, because no one else works like that in AEW or WWE, that could be a calling card, because he could be memorable and different, and he could be the guy where he comes out and you're going like, okay, we're going to see an intensity that we don't get in anybody else's matches, because that is what he potentially can bring. But it's not, you know, I mean, whatever that is, and you can't be any better at that than he is. I don't think that they feel that that's as marketable as Trick, you know. And again, I'm not sure they're wrong for their, you know, either. But he is unique. Having unique guys is good.
So that is what Dave had to say about that. Now, for me, I look at it from a stance like this. We followed him since NXT UK. Great feuds with Jordan Devlin, JD McDonough. Great feuds with Gunther. That match at the NXT TakeOver UK was fantastic. Both of them, yes. Just everything that he's done in WWE, the matches with Carmelo Hayes, the matches just in general that he's had, the Ciampa match. He is just someone that they should just rise and just let him do his thing. But unfortunately, we're in the situation that we are in right now. So I will start with Paul on this one. Your thoughts on the whole Ilya Dragunov situation? No creative for Ilya.
Yeah, he has nothing. They have nothing for him. So it's like, you let go of all these people, put them in a fucking tag team. Don't have any tag teams. You literally buddy up to fucking put him in a tag team. This man is a fucking machine, and yet you're not doing anything with him. Nothing. As any of the other maybe even the Creed brothers, look at, you're not doing anything with them. But they're sitting in catering. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate just sitting in catering. By the way, shout out to Pete Dunne, because I didn't say this, that he actually produced the mask versus mask match.
Fantastic.
And it was masterful, masterpiece. So explain to me how this guy isn't on your production team, on your creative team, on your fucking anything team. I don't get it. Believe me, Mark will gladly take him and anybody else you're not using on. Fuck. Another place he can go to is to fucking AAA, and that guy will flourish over there.
They have options.
Yeah. You have options to send people in different places, and when they're not being creatively used, and to give that company some structure and to show it, man, I'm sorry. Just you're not going to hear me say this a lot, but I'm in agreement with fucking old man Dave. Sorry, old man Dan.
Old man
Bald.
Bald. So Daniel, your thoughts? What Meltzer had to say about Ilya Dragunov?
I hate that he's kind of right.
Yeah, I know.
And
no, you don't. You hate that he's completely right.
Yeah. Well, he's not completely right in that he said that he doesn't see it in Ilya. Like,
well, the
he
promos,
doesn't see it.
Yeah, the promos he's saying. Wrestling, yes. Promos, not so much.
But tell me, if Ilya went to the other company, his promos, they've gotten so good.
The greatest thing I've ever seen.
Oh my God, they're just so And
The dude sounds like he's eating a caramel.
Oh, you know, Brian. It's just, yeah, but no, I tend to agree. I think when you have someone like Ilya Dragunov and someone who could be his use of talent, and like we mentioned, AAA, that is definitely a great spot if they were to put him over there. And speaking of AAA, I wanted to mention this. I did watch the second night of Noche de las Grandes. Two great matches. Lince Dorado, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild, Mini Vikingo, and Octagon Jr. Lince Dorado pinning Joaquin after the Shooting Star Press. We are now going to get Lince Dorado versus Ray Phoenix for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. I'm good
Fun
with that.
fact, the mask that Minihausen wore at Backlash was made by Lince Dorado.
You got to give a shout out to Lince. Coaching the people, just working still, being a trainer in NXT. He's another one. Give him his just due. I think him and Ray Phoenix are definitely going to take it down. The other thing we saw was barely La Catalina and Lola Weiss defeated Los Toxicas, with La Catalina putting Flamer, and we're going to obviously get that AAA Women's Championship match going towards Triple Mania, which I think is going to be sweet. And Rey Mysterio announced that the Mega Championship will be defended on night 2 in Mexico. So that'll probably be Dominic and El Grande Americano, and I have El Grande win it there. So they're setting up AAA very nicely. Go ahead, Dan.
I love it. You know, and it's... I still go back to WrestleMania 41 when they announced the acquisition.
Yep.
And I remember like watching the pre-show, and you see Triple H standing there, and you see Vikingo, you see like all the big name stars at the time of AAA, and you're just thinking like, wait, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
And then they announced it, and people were justifiably worried what would become of AAA.
Yeah,
and I say it was justified. But to see how far they have come with WWE, good, better, and different, it is getting eyes on Lucha Libre. So that, let's say when people see this person, you know, on an episode, they think, who was that guy? You know, they see El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. They think, okay, well, if he's the son of Dr. Wagner Jr., let me look up his dad. And maybe they do a deeper dive into Angel and Berto, and they realize who their family is.
Hector Garza.
You know, I remember, you know, watching Hector Garza on Nitro years and years ago. Who, and I will say this, I think Hector Garza was ahead of his time.
Yes.
Very much so.
I think if he were around now, I could see him on Raw and SmackDown.
Yes. I can agree.
He and Seth Rollins, I feel like they would tear the house down.
In this generation now, yes.
And I'm excited, really excited to see where it goes from here. I think, and again, like you said, fucking Undertaker.
Man, he's been killing it with this booking. Like, it's one of the best 1 hour shows, 10 o'clock on YouTube, Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific.
You know,
it's fucking awesome.
I want to address my next point to TKO.
Go ahead.
Leave Undertaker the fuck alone.
Yep, leave Shawn alone, leave Taker alone.
Just don't. Those shows don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Raw and SmackDown, you want to fuck them up more than they already are?
Sure.
Here.
Go ahead.
Don't fuck up Tuesdays and Saturdays for us.
If you have to fuck up one of them, Tuesdays.
Yeah. Just
Why not?
AAA.
They just go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Say
yeah.
it. Say it.
Say it.
No. We already know that they're gonna fuck up fucking Shawn Michaels, and we already know that somewhere along the line they're gonna end up fucking up NXT, all because they want this turnover rate so hard and so bad that it just seems what's gonna happen is that they're just gonna end up collapsing NXT.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be able to produce or even create as many stars as they did. What's going to happen is, and I hate to say it, is that we are going to get the UFC 2.0 after all their big stars left. After Ronda Rousey left, after fucking
Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture,
after Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, Tito Ortiz, after Rampage Jackson, after Ronda, after Amanda Nunes, after Cyborg. I mean, after all these big names that left the company to do other things or just to retire, it's just going to be a shell of a fucking company. Oh, thank you, Mila.
It's just
hi, Paul's wife.
Hello.
But
Hello.
I get the point you guys are making, because it's as I said to Michael earlier, and I've said it on this show. I've said it every show we've ever done lately. I could really see within 5 years them selling WWE. I remember now to go to your point about it turning into UFC. I remember a time where you could name every single champion. You know, you knew who they were, and each champion was a fucking killer. Nowadays, like, even the casual fan knew who the champions were. Now, no,
not so much.
I think Tom Aspinall is still the heavyweight champion. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same thing like with UFC and just in general. Like sometimes you forget, like with US champion with the women, because we mention the women a lot. You forget Tiffany Stratton is the champion. Like it happens a lot with WWE too, just because there's such that oomph that's not there.
The other issue with UFC is it got too fucking political.
Yep. You know what?
I don't want to watch a sport and have to make it be political. We get enough of that in the news. You know, I want my wrestling to be an escape. If I have a shitty day, I want to be able to turn on some wrestling, be it AEW, WWE, New Japan, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
If I want to watch, you know,
porn,
I want to watch
he
a
just
movie.
wants to watch something.
Porn, just want to watch porn, something.
Yeah, so if he just wants to watch porn, you know, he just wants to watch porn. Doesn't matter what it is.
Big giant box of porn, Andy.
Y'all get what I'm saying, though. Like, UFC got way too fucking political.
It did. Dana White.
Yes, it did.
And Dana White doesn't know when to shut the fuck up.
No, he does not.
And we got Paul Levesque, who's trying to act like a mini Dana White.
R.F. Kennedy Jr.
Fuck him.
Raccoon penis. Look, I get the whole
raccoon penis and shove it up your ass.
That's the spirit, Daniel.
But you know what? I'm not done. Don't you try to shush me, boy.
All right, finish it off.
That's why I'm sitting back here.
The WWE is following in that footstep. They are making it fucking political.
Yes.
And stop. It's fucking bullshit.
Michael, sit back. Let him go.
I know I am.
Just for once, let us have something that doesn't have to be so politically charged.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, and a great rant as always, Daniel Crimmins, we'll go to this one. So Brandon Thurston put out that the WWE merger trial has been canceled. Court administrator for the Delaware Court of Chancery, Tamara Burton, confirmed to me this evening. We haven't confirmed whether a settlement has been agreed to or is being worked on. The trial was previously scheduled to start on Monday, and then Sean Ross Sapp would pick this up on June 6th as well. Fightful Wrestling says the WWE merger trial has been canceled. There has been no confirmation of whether a settlement was reached or is in the works. The trial was set to begin on Monday, June 8th. So what are you thinking about this whole merger thing?
They're trying to shut somebody up. They're trying not to exploit everything they deleted. They deleted. And I say they, and that's everybody involved. So what makes you even more guilty is to try and make it all go away. Donald Trump. Oh, I didn't even cover that up good. We already know who the fuck was involved. You can tell me that it's not, but I can tell you who it is, and it's very much him. You can't paint this whatever color. You could polish a turd whatever color you want, still a turd.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, what we're getting is a lot of shit, and unfortunately, come out because they know that it's gonna fucking fuck them up.
Yeah, it's one of those things too where it's I'm so tired of just seeing all this stuff again. We mentioned political stuff, we mentioned the trial stuff. It's just all out of hokey horse shit, and unfortunately, we have to do within our wrestling now, much like Daniel mentioned. Daniel, your thoughts on this merger and this whole trial thing? Bang.
And the fact is, much like a certain cult, I mean, political party,
Of course.
it's going to end up the same fucking way. They're not going to care. Any other company, if this was AEW, y'all fucking people would be ranting and raving, hooting and hollering. Oh, they need to fuck off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just it's just,
you know what? I go one thing that Road Dogg had said in an interview on Busted Open is that he said that WWE they didn't take AEW seriously. They just thought they were the company over there that was trying to get into the business to make millions of dollars.
The t-shirt company.
So what they did was that they underestimated them. So now you can't go back and try and flip the script because they have following. They have several million people who are watching them every week.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't stop it. That's where, and I believe Road Dogg that they underestimated them big time. That they didn't think that they would last, and that was their fault.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was totally their fault, and that was totally TKO's fault.
I mean, I think
and
AEW,
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, and I think
Triple H.
Yep, and I think AEW is even on Tubi now. So I mean, they have other platforms where you could stream.
If you guys recall the DX Hall of Fame, Triple H saying he'll buy that little pissant company just to fire you.
To Billy Gunn, yes.
How's that working out for you?
And they're still around, so hey.
And I would not be shocked if once Tony Khan buys WWE, and he will.
I think the scary part of all of it is that they know that the Khan family, not Nick, that the Khan family has more money than TKO does. That's the scary part for them. And that they know that they can continually run this company even if they're taking in a loss.
Mm-hmm.
And then they remember the pandemic, they took a loss.
Oh yeah. Dark times.
During the pandemic, even I believe it was like a year and a half after the pandemic, they were still taking a loss. But when they started producing so many good shows, it was like, wait a second, what's going on? There's a switch. There's something different. There's something brewing over here. And it was.
I mean, everybody was affected during the pandemic, but like once we all came out of that, I agree. You saw the shift in both shows, the different management, and just different in general. I mean, we had a lot of opportunity to get fans back into the building and really open up with everything now within the world. So I hear you once more. Like I said, when it comes to professional wrestling, let's make it fun. Let's do the damn thing and entertain it. Now I'm going to play this because we're going to get a laugh because I shared this in the chat. and I just want to see you guys just absolutely go off because it's me.
All right, let's see my new flavor. Oh my god.
I just launched my own energy drink with Accelerator, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited.
This tastes absolutely amazing.
It's called Blue Rat Slush, and getting to create my own flavor with a brand I've worked with for the past year has been so exciting. I love this brand, so getting the opportunity to go from being an athlete sponsored by the brand to investing in creating my very own energy drink has been something I'll never forget. This has been months of preparation, from flavor testing and choosing the final recipe to seeing the can for the very first time, and everything that went into bringing this drink to life. Blue Rat Slush is officially out now, and I cannot wait for you guys to try it.
So for those that don't know, Accelerator Active Energy, the clean performance energy drink made with natural caffeine, plant-based thermogenics, and zero sugar today, announced the launch of Blue Raz Slush, a new flavor developed in partnership with athlete and content creator Kai Trump, who is the granddaughter of President Dipshit. And inspired by nostalgic blue raspberry slushies and summertime memories, Blue Raz Slush delivers a bold, icy flavor profile designed to channel the feelings of summer while powering high-performance days. The launch marks Kai Trump's first ever branded product collaboration and expands Accelerator's growing athlete-led flavor portfolio. So I just had to do it just to make you laugh, just because.
You open that door.
I know.
How much you want to bet we're funding this shit?
Probably. Look, move over, Logan Paul. Move over.
You know what? If this had been 4 or 5 years ago,
whatever,
she would have had something.
Yeah.
Logan Paul cornered that energy drink market.
Mm-hmm.
He cornered. I'm sorry, kid. He did. Let's call it what it is. The thing nowadays that influencers and celebrities are doing, it's not your own energy drink. Used to be your own alcohol. Hey, Metallica did it. Motorhead did it. Slipknot did it. The thing now is your own weed strain. And I'm pretty sure Grandpappy wouldn't like you doing that.
What do you think about this, Paul, before we go on to our final wrestling stories? I had to put some light and entertainment in this because as soon as I saw this, I'm like, good God almighty. And by the way,
too much like her father.
Yeah. By the way, go Knicks. By the way, booing him. I got to give you a shout out for that. This man's trying to salute. Go Knicks. Curse him. Danhausen should have cursed that man. We lost by 3, but damn it, we'll get it back.
Gee, why? The curse was reinstated.
Oh, God. We lost by 3, but damn it, what a hell of a game. Paul, your thoughts on this Kai Trump bullshittery before we move to our last stories? Had to get us a laugh because your expression was priceless in our chat. The what the fuck? We got this girl doing energy drinks now, Paul. Paul, hit it.
Well, we know her grandfather isn't going to drink no energy drinks.
Maybe
he be falling. I don't know, man. It's the most political piece of shit. If her last name wasn't Trump,
yeah,
I would probably be okay with it. I would probably be like, oh, hey, look, entrepreneur trying to get themselves out there, trying to make a name for themselves. Cool, fine, dandy. May try it. But since you attached your last name, yeah, nah, I'm good. I ain't trying to fucking drink piss out of a fucking river that's fucking blue.
Ooh. And on that being said, first of all, beautifully said, my dear friend.
Couldn't you come up with a better fucking can? That can just looks bland.
It is. We've been watching that video. I'm like, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. Accelerator Active Energy. Kai Trump.
Accelerator Active Energy.
Blue Raz
Let us be
Slush.
specific.
Blue Raz Slush. So we go from slush to actually something that we're going to get into that is, I figured we'd touch upon this because Daniel brought this up, and we have this will be our last two. Tyler Mane, who's a former pro wrestler and played Sabretooth in the X-Men, Deadpool, and Wolverine movies, reveals that he has breast cancer.
And
what?
He was also Michael Myers in the 2 Halloween movies produced and directed by Rob Zombie.
Here's the thing, man. I have a little special place in my heart for those in a way, just because Rob Zombie did his thing. And I love Danielle Harris, so This is true. He also was on Halloween. I agree. Yes, sir. So he wrote, yep, I've had breast cancer. And yep, it's super rare. Only 1% of breast cancers are men. I'll be honest, my first reaction was to keep it secret. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. But then I find out that men are more likely to be diagnosed in advanced stages because it's not talked about, not looked for. In fact, my doctors all dismissed it. And it was only because my wife pushed me to get the lump removed that I got in early. So let's start talking about it. 1 in 755 men will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. And if caught early, it's very treatable. Time to answer the wake-up call. Like, save, share, comment. Let's spread the word. So our love to Tyler Main and everything that he's going through right now. That is horrible to hear. And it's someone who had
any type of cancer is hard. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it's located. I mean, cancer sucks. Fuck cancer. We've either known somebody who was we've either lost somebody who's from it. So I'm glad he came out. I'm glad he said it aloud, because you don't want it be as rare as it is, that you don't want to allow people to just say, oh, well, how did this person die? If they end up dying, how did they end up dying? And come to find out later on, oh, whoa, he had breast cancer. What the hell? How come he didn't say nothing about it? Well, be an advocate for it. It would help a lot of people, even men. We don't know. You said 1%. That's a lot of people out of a million people. That's a lot of people.
I wonder, that number 1%, I would not be shocked if it's much higher. I mean, think of how many men out there don't report it.
True.
They just think, oh, because they don't think of men getting breast cancer, which, again, typically we don't. But, they may think, oh, well, then before it's too late.
I will say this, like you mentioned, we've all dealt with someone who has breast cancer, and especially now with this gentleman, it's one of those things too, like Paul mentioned, cancer sucks, fuck cancer, but go out aware, be aware, spread awareness. I mean, Daniel Fishel caught it early. I'm glad he caught it early too, but I got to say, man, in these times, get your health in check and get everything in check, because I think what he's doing is the smart route, and I definitely look forward to seeing his road to recovery. And much love to Tyler Main.
Do you remember?
Hit me.
Maybe, I think it's maybe 25 years ago. Remember when Tom Green had testicular cancer?
Yes, in 2000. Yeah. That's right.
Not only did he write a fucking song about it, he had his surgery videotaped and aired on national television.
Yeah, I think he also aired it on the Tom Green show. That's right. Yeah. Was that when he was dating Drew Barrymore at the time, if I remember correctly?
I think so.
Tom Green, my bum is on the cat. My bum is on the dog. Number one on TRL.
My bum is on the man.
Yes, it was.
And then there was my bum is on the Swedish.
My bum is on the Swedish. Daddy, do you want some sausage? Freaky Freddie got fingered, stealing Harvard. Let's go. Oh
Lord.
Fucking Tom Green and fucking white people. Paula knows where I'm going with that.
Fucking white people.
You fuck your brother? That's my boy is so underrated.
Fucking white people.
Fucking white people. I cannot be a part of this.
Did you say it? What? Oh, he said it. He said it.
That's not even the best. He's like, fucker.
You had sex with you fucked your brother? Then you see fucking white people.
Oh, and Father Sakazulu, get over there. I cannot be a part of this shit. Oh, God, it's a classic.
He goes, shit. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Tell him. Sorry. I could probably do the whole movie if I really wanted to.
No, you're fine. You know what I got to say to that? Chad, adultery is bad, but incest is fucked up. Oh, yeah. What's up?
All right, well, it was nice having Michael on the show.
I'm sorry. You say that's my boy. I'll go right to it. One of the most underrated Adam Sandler films. So
that
we
was
go.
Pretty funny.
Michael, come and get your senator.
Fuck. All right, no, we're not even going to get into that. Fuck Lindsey Graham. Fuck. I'll say it like I said in the chat. Fuck that puto. That's right. That's right. All right. So we'll go to our final story. Someone who we actually like, and that is
See, this is where my Caucasian friends become Latinos.
Latinos. Yes. I can't believe he did that to our dog, eh? Chico, get your stupid ass in here. So,
Oh God, I love that movie. The third one was such a letdown.
It was. And but next Friday was so, get your stupid ass in, Chico. I can't believe he did that to our dog, eh?
I can't believe you did that to you, eh? He did nothing to you, eh? He did nothing to you.
Do I look like I got a thought on my friend? No, I don't. You want to ask me for some sugar?
You know, it's funny, like
That's
looking
the
at that dude and then realizing he was in Sons of Anarchy.
Not only that,
Exactly.
he played Selena's brother, and with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
baby Joker, Simone. So we
Simone,
go,
sir.
so we go from
Little
something-
Joker, baby Joker, and Joker.
Yeah, Joker. Young man, you got knocked the fuck.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Will I get your ass up? Okay.
The,
Anyway.
the late great John Witherspoon.
Yes, like
God rest his soul.
Yes. Oh, goodness gracious.
Imagine if they had had him as a guest general manager on Monday Night Raw one week.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Bang, bang, bang. Oh, yes.
You're gonna go out there. You're gonna go bang, 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 bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Holding you tight, pull you by your nappy weave. Okay.
One of my
Good old,
favorite. One of my
Pops
favorite.
on the weigh-in show.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines from him is in Boomerang. When he comes in, he goes, "Oh, you think I'm coordinated here? But wait, there's more." Oh, he turns around, fucking Eddie Murphy. He's like, "But there's more." He goes, "Yes, there's more." Fucking David Allen Greer. "Yes, you know my father. There's always more. You got to coordinate. Of course, when you coordinate on the outside, bam, you got to coordinate on the inside. See, all right and all right. But that's not where you stop. You know, you got to keep going. You know, you got to coordinate. Now, boom, the belt coordinates with the inside. And then, of course, it all kind of goes together. But that you don't stop there. You don't stop there? No, you don't stop there. Man, I love John Witherspoon, man. God bless that man. God rest his soul. But, man, so underrated as one, a comedian, but one, a comedic actor. Because the man had timing.
Whew. And speaking of timing, I will say this. Speaking of someone with perfect timing, we got the lovely Kathy Kelly that we're going to send for our last story here of the night. Shout out to Kathy Kelly. So one of the big highlights of
Kathy Kelly.
One of the big highlights of her interview with Chris Van Vliet on Insight was we found out that she revealed that she was recently diagnosed with autism. And she said, "I think it's just a different side to me being on camera. I was recently diagnosed with autism, and I recognize that it changes a lot of the social dynamics that I have. So when I say I'm introverted, I feel like it's a little bit more than a typical person would be." And Kathy Kelly, much love to you, man, for coming out with the autism side of thing. We all know people have autism. Do you, Kelly? Kathy, we love you, Kathy.
Yeah.
You know, my son has Asperger's. So he has kind of like this whole introvert to where he's kind of like a loner. Yep. But he can entertain himself, and he's so entertained, kind of like in his own little bubble, in his own little world. He knows everything that's going on, but the thing about, you know, having autism is that at some point in time, there's a light switch that goes on. You know, you could go on for such a long period of time to where you don't really have kind of control of it. And then your mind kind of has like this boggling thing to where it kind of puts you in very different places. It's very all over the place, I would say. Now it's like some little switch hits, and it's like it opens up like this whole new world, you know. And you know, I have to say it is an interesting thing to be a parent of somebody who has autism, and it just allows you to value who they are, how they are, and every aspect of them in their own little world. And you could see it, and no matter what, you love your children, you know, to their core, and you value, you know, every part and everything that they do. So I am extremely happy for Kathy Kelly. I am glad that she actually came out and said it. You know, it's a beautiful thing, you know.
We're all human beings in this world, love one another. We can't stress that enough as far as the unity goes within this world. And we got a lot of beautiful souls like Kathy Kelly out here. And Dan, what are your final thoughts on this with Kathy Kelly and revealing that she has been diagnosed with autism?
You know, I think it can definitely do a lot of good, because I've seen people say, oh, well, she doesn't look like she has autism.
I did see those comments, yes.
And if it can help change that narrative, that someone that has autism or anyone that is neurodivergent, and it can make them be more accepted, I think that's a good thing, because there is no clear-cut image of what someone looks like.
Right.
Like, you can, you know, when you hear someone's depressed, like, it's not just, you know, someone that's stays in bed all day. There are people out there that have high functioning depression.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know.
That's what I'm saying. You never know what someone's going through. And I mean, like, there are functional people who have depression, or functional people. Like I said, we've all got stuff. I'll even say it here. You guys know I have epilepsy. I dealt with it since I was 15, and I'm on medication for it. Like, we all go through stuff, and we all go through what we do, and that keeps us going through everything, man. So I applaud this. I applaud spreading awareness, and I applaud anyone that wants to go out there and do something good for the world. That's all you have to do.
And it's Kathy Kelly. Like, how can you not like her? Like, she is
one
just
of the sweetest people.
Look at her. I would equate her to Kayla Braxton.
Look at that face. How can you not like Kathy Kelly?
Yeah, Rhea, how come you cannot love Kathy Kelly? You should love Kathy Kelly, and you should just ditch EO and be great friends with Kathy Kelly. I'm just joking. I mean, that's...
Or maybe she pulls a Tommy Dreamer and says, and I quote, "I'm hardcore. I'll take them both.
I'll take them both. I'm hardcore."
Oh, look it. Gotta have some hardcore action. No, I'm just joking.
But no,
like, yes,
so
shout out to Kathy Kelly, man. Yeah, I know. Shout out to Kathy Kelly, though. That's beautiful.
And you see, like, backstage videos that wrestlers will post on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and she's in most of them. Like, and you just see everyone she seems like such a genuinely kind person. And you know what? I'm happy for her. Let her live her life, live her truth. Kudos,
Kathy Kelly, and much love, and everyone live their lives and live their truths, and also listen to the RWT podcast, because we got
fuck the Hulk Hogan.
And fuck the Hulk Hogan, because we got a lot of stuff coming up, Bald. Next week, we got a lot to talk about. Well, I don't even know how we're going to do 4 shows. We might just limit them down to 2 to talk about. The main one's Clash of Champions and Forbidden Door. And no disrespect to the Great American Bash, but it is being featured on the CW. I know they're calling it a PLE, but really it's just...
It's an episode of NXT.
It's an episode of NXT, to put in the bluntest of terms. So, and we'll discuss...
Just slapping a label, just slapping a new label on NXT for a week.
You know what it is?
Yes.
Remember those episodes of The Simpsons at the Quickie Mart, and you'd always see Apu just writing over, like, the old expiration dates?
Yes, it's like that.
That's what this is. Anymore, that's what fucking WWE... That's what the Bloodline is.
That is a perfect comparison of the Bloodline.
Which, we didn't address.
What's up?
The rumors of Zilla Fatu.
Zilla Fatu looks to be coming to the WWE. Yes, sir. I'm for that. Bring him on in.
It looks like it's gonna be, you know what? He was at the PC. We heard through the grapevine. Obviously, it's all over social media that he was at the PC, both yesterday and today. So we no telling on whether he has signed. There's nothing set in stone yet. So by the time we air this, he could already be signed with WWE, or they could just be keeping it in the hush and him appear at whatever next PLE there is, and be part of somebody's bloodline.
Well, that's my thing too. I think it's great to have him apart because we love Umaga, we miss Umaga, and he is a just absolute
Spitting image.
copy. Exactly, spitting image and carbon copy. But we know it's going to be like the JC Mateo debut. He's going to come in and wreck shop and judge and go on somebody's bloodline.
At least he didn't debut at Backlash. At Backlash.
Oh my gosh! So that is
We know what that curse is.
Yeah.
But if they really, because we got the rumors that the eventual plan for WrestleMania is Oba Femi for possibly Oba versus Roman,
Mhm.
which, yeah, but I don't want Roman
Would have
to
already happened.
go that long.
Yeah, I don't want to wait for it to go that long.
I
either.
still think the money is for it to be Jacob.
Yes, and have that come full circle. Yep.
Have the split because you have Zilla who's ready. Journey is out there too, and you know, folks, if you don't know who Journey Fatu is, for one, you need to.
Mhm.
B, imagine a member of the bloodline that does death matches.
This is true. This is very true.
Like, imagine Jacob Fatu is here. Journey's like, as far as the intensity level, is like right here.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many different iterations where they can go. Let's
He
just
makes
help
Jacob look like Cody Rhodes.
very much so. So it's like, let's see where they go because there's so many different iterations, but let's do it the right way where we're not just feeling so bleh with this product. Let's actually uplift some wrestling fans and get us interested, please. Please. That's all we ask. But the other thing I do have to mention is before we close this out, we like to thank each and every one of you for checking out this fine podcast each and every week and do what you do because that's what we do, and why we love what we do. And before we close this out, Paul, where can we follow you on the social medias? The floor is yours.
You can follow all my social medias. Of course, you can go to Twitter, which is the Dead Man of RWT. Right there, that name right there. Of course, you can find me on TikTok also under the Dead Man of RWT. But if my links will be down below. Also, follow the RWT Facebook page, or not Facebook page, RWT Facebook page. Yes, follow that. And of course, you could also follow the RWT Instagram and Twitter page, which all links are on all of my links. And the links to those are all in the description below. Daniel Crimmins, my brother, where can we find you at?
You can find me. Links are going to be down below. Pundit is dropping tomorrow night. I got some final.
Yeah, that's what he said yesterday.
Well, life.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is life. Life is all.
Mm-hmm.
But we also recorded the Wrestling Roundtable with Robert Davis, Michael Larkin, and myself. We discussed the first ever episode of Impact Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
Was Moses soccer game
No.
that he just couldn't? Oh, sorry, football game that he just didn't want to show up.
I love how he corrects himself. The soccer is a football. Yes.
Our next topic, we will be discussing the history of ECW.
Where all of us will be on, yes.
From the heydays of Eastern Championship Wrestling,
Yep.
to Ezekiel Jackson.
Yes. We will definitely be doing that. And the links will be in the description.
Even the zombie.
Yes. God rest his soul.
Even the zombies. And by the way, Mr. Michael Larkin, our brother from another mother, where can we find you at?
Thank you. If you want to check me out, it's SM Show 1 or MCL92 on the Twitter, Larkin_92, MLarkinMB on Instagram, SteveandMikeShow.com, LFCfights.com. And if you want to check out Steve and Mike Show, go back and watch those episodes, the RWT podcast with these two guys right here, Daniel Crimmins and Paul Morales, all 6 seasons of Uncaged. Deep into the Heart of Wrestling with myself, Robert Davis, and Nicola McDonald, the Demoness, the Wrestling Roundtable. On the mic with Mike, little pop culture action, LFC podcast, as well as the Takedown podcast with my boy Roy Costin, which is also featured on WFJAFM.com/podcast. So with that being said, we will see y'all next week. There's a lot of wrestling to talk about. For the Dead Man of RWT, Paul Morales, for Daniel Crimmins, my name is Mike Larkin. Thank you for listening. And, well, wrestling, please, stop making us feel soulless. Give us something. Give us some oomph, please. Because make us excited for wrestling. That's what I'm saying. Make us excited. Anything, please.
Please.
Meh.
We're not paying out.
Whoa, you got a bad tattoo. Whoa, the head's a fucking
White people.
Fat bitches need love too, Craig.